Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 54 and today is arguably one of the most exciting episodes of Hermitcraft, for me personally, I have done for ages. Okay, I am so very excited for this one because today we're going to be working with villagers. We're going to be using those villagers to create fully automatic farms that I have never built before, and I'm just thrilled. I just can't wait to try and get down to business and actually try my best to work this one out. However, it is just a tiny bit daunting and I'm a little bit worried about this project because there are loads of things that I need to think about, loads of things that I need to do, and there are plenty of ways in which this whole situation, this whole farming build that we're going to do today could go horribly wrong. So expect a large number of spoon moments. I'm not 100% certain how this is going to go, so expect a large number of those, but more importantly, expect an awesome episode where hopefully we learn a bunch of new stuff. For those of you who haven't quite caught on, we're going to be building a fully automatic carrot and potato farm. Now the way that these work is quite complicated, but we essentially have a villager in the center, which is like our hungry villager. Then we have our farming villager around the outside with all the crops. They pick up the crops, they try to throw items at the hungry villager, but they miss due to the way that the farm is built, and those items make their way into a drop chute, which falls right the way down to the bottom. The items land in the hoppers and make their way into my storage system. That's the plan, that's how it works on paper. But as I say, these things are a tiny bit fiddly, and one of the first problems that we're already facing is the fact that they need to be at least 64 blocks away from a village. Because otherwise the villager AI is slightly disrupted, obviously it's distracted by the village, and it doesn't behave as expected, which is a bit of a problem considering our villager breeder is just over here. Like, this is where this is where our villager breeder is. That is technically a village. That is a village over there. And I wanted to build it over here, and it seems to be just out of range, like within like a couple blocks. But I don't know. I guess we should probably do some testing. We should probably do some mathematics here. Let's get down to business. Mathematics has been done. I whipped out the Pythagoras Theorem. This block here is the closest point to the villager breeder. It is 26 blocks across and 69 blocks away, and that means that in total it is 74 blocks away from the center of the village, which means in theory we should be fine, but that still seems a little bit close for comfort to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this across. We're going to push it into this area here. We're going to change up the boundaries of our industrial district, and I think we're going to build it over in this area here. Some moving has been done, some clearing has been done, and also some further mathematics has been done. This block right here is now 83 blocks away from our nearest center of the village, which gives us about 20 blocks of wriggle room. Now the reason that that's important is because I'm not 100% certain where the center of the village is, and also I don't know how good my mathematics is. It's been ages since I've done Pythagoras, but I'm 99% certain that I got it all correct. So now what we need to do is we need to clear out this entire area. We need to remove all of these blocks because, of course, just like everything else in the industrial district, this is going to be under the ground. And this thing's pretty big, and we've got some zombies attacking me as well, which isn't helping the situation. But yes, I've got to clear out this entire area. We're going to make space for the farm. It's going to be going down underneath the earth. So let's crack on with that one. Spoon count number 1, I've built my beacon underneath the drone. I totally didn't think of it, but this guy just does not have light access. Nice work, team. After quite a bit of pickaxe swinging, we are finally coming to the end now. We have a 27 by 27 by 15 area right here, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, haste 2 efficiency 5 is just the greatest thing on the planet. I love it. This sort of project right here, this mining session without my beacon, well, let's just say it will take a couple hours. That will definitely take a couple hours. That will be the main bulk of the episode recording time gone, and I would really struggle to do the rest of the episode. Whereas right now, we've cleared out this area, and it didn't actually take a ridiculous quantity of time, which is awesome. This place is huge, and now we have got just oodles and oodles of space to fill it with our villager farm. Now, funnily enough, this farm isn't actually going to use all of the space. Because of lightning, we're actually going to have to build this thing about 7 blocks underneath the glass roof. So we're going to have the glass roof there, then we're going to go 7 blocks down, and that's where we're actually going to start the farm. So a lot of this is going to be empty space. I'm going to come up with something to decorate up there. But for now, it is time to start chucking in all the bottom platforms, getting ourselves sorted out, and basically having a plan of how this thing is going to be constructed. Now, I just want to mention that the farm that we're building in today's episode is originally by a chap called UniryBit, and then it has been modified by a guy called Nathan Ryan for Minecraft 1.9. And Nathan Ryan, if you're watching this video, you are fantastic. I mean, seriously, you are brilliant. Your videos are so interesting, but most importantly, you can tell how in-depth they are and how much research has gone into every single block placement, just trying to find the most efficient way of doing things. And this farm right here is quite frankly incredible. I mean, seriously, it is an incredible thing, and it seems to work absolutely wonderfully even in Minecraft 1.10. So this is the farm that we're going to be building. As you can see, it is a 27 by 27 area, or at least because they've got the blocks in, it will be 29 by 29, and we have some of the edges cut off. These are the only pieces that you're going to see of the edge of the farm. The rest of it is just going to be these blocks on the top. So as I say, definitely going to have to do some decorating up here. But yeah, this is the farm. I'll put a link to it down in the description. Watch the video because it's pretty sweet. So this right here is the current state of the farm. Let's just chuck in the final few dirt blocks. And as you can see, there really isn't too much room for movement right here. These are the only places in the farm that are actually exposed. These are the only ones that you're going to be able to see from the top. The rest of them are like completely pressed up against the wall. So you're not going to be able to see this area, which is brilliant for me because of course that means that is heavily reduced my decoration jobs, which as you guys know, not particularly brilliant at decoration. So if I only have to do these tiny little areas, it should be all good. But most importantly, that means that we have got like the most efficient space for this gigantic build, and this really is a gigantic build. I feel like there is a chance that this is going to be the biggest farm in the industrial district. I don't know how big the sugarcane farm is, but I feel like this one could potentially be just a tiny bit bigger, which is pretty good going. But anyway, we've got all of the dirt in place. We now need to make room for all of the water sources. We need to do the lighting, obviously the villager trading area, and all that sort of thing. All needs to go in this spot right here, but I just thought I'd update you that this gigantic platform of dirt is now all in place. So guys, I have got some really bad news. I've made a mistake and I've built this thing 1 block too high. I've built this entire platform 1 block too high, which means that this platform is 1 block too high, which means it's only 7 blocks beneath this block right here, which means that in theory, if the glass goes on this layer, all of the villagers inside are susceptible to being hit by lightning and turning into witches and despawning, which is very, very bad. But it turns out I've been a total spoon once again, and I have forgotten that this layer is not where the glass goes. The glass actually goes on this layer, which is 1 block higher, which means I've technically made 2 spoon errors. So that takes the spoon count of today's episode up to 3, but both my recent errors actually cancel each other out, which is fantastic news, so I don't have to change anything. Brilliant. Very quick progress updates. All of the water source placements are in, and all of the lighting is now in place, and all of these have to be precisely placed to give the correct lighting situation. So as you can see from my light, on the top left of the screen it says 9 block at the minute. If we just walk across, it says 10, 8, and so on and so forth. That means that all of these blocks right here have the correct amount of light to keep things growing. But if we go right the way into the center, this block in the center needs to have 7, and that is because this block actually needs to be completely unfarmable. When the villager places in an item on top of this block right here, it needs to break immediately. That's basically how the farm works, so this is extremely important. All of the blocks are now in place. Our first layer is now completed, which is fantastic. All we have to do now is grab a villager from our villager breeder and move it into the system. I wish it was that simple. Unfortunately, the villager has to have an empty inventory, which of course none of my villagers do, which means we have to make some modifications to my villager breeder. We have to move the new baby villagers off into a different area, wait for those guys to grow up. We then need to pick them up via minecart, transport them across like this, and drop them off into the system. Yes, it's a bit of a pain in the backside. I actually didn't see this one coming, so hopefully we can do it nice and quickly without making too much of a mess. However, I can't see that happening. So this is the system that I've set up to transport our villagers. Now, I'm just in the process of powering the powered rails. So let's just power that one and power these ones right here. And that should do the trick. Now, these guys definitely don't have any items in their inventory, which is brilliant. We've got a few villagers down at the bottom, which should be perfect. Let's actually check the trade on this dude. I want to see what sort of trades this guy has before we chuck him down into the system, as I definitely don't want to throw something like a mending villager in there. Maybe we'll have to take a look at that in the next couple seconds. But anyway, let us chuck down the minecart, hopefully pick this guy up, and hopefully transport him across into the system. Right, that's sort of worked-ish. Let's just quickly sort of give him a nudge, maybe. Yep, off he goes, and he is making his way off into the distance. Now, this is all very worrying because, of course, villagers, they have a bit of a habit of getting themselves damaged, but we ran out of minecart rails around about here. which means that now I have to do this a little bit manually. Progress is significantly slower this way, but unfortunately I didn't have the resources to do it, so we're going to do this extraordinarily slowly. And where's the sun? Where's the sun? Where's the sun? Oh, brilliant! The sun's going down. Oh, things could be about to get really interesting, but power to get in the bin. Come on! Come on, get in the bed! My villager's out over there. I'm watching him with my eagle eyes. Oh my word, I am so nervous for him. I probably shouldn't have left him so soon. I probably should have covered him up. Why did I not cover him up? Get in the bed! It must be dark by now. Oh, alright. Just, if a zombie comes at this point, there's nothing I can do. Good. Excellent, this guy survived. Yes. Next step in the process is to throw this guy off the edge. Now I have placed some water down at the bottom. Let's hope that actually works. Right, this guy should land in that. Oh! He has survived! This is such a precarious journey. Oh. He's in! He's actually in! I just pushed him into the system. He's there! We've done something good! Spoon count is only at number 3 at the minute, which is really, really good going considering how difficult all of this is, especially for someone like me. This is fantastic news. Right, let's just wipe out all of these blocks, make sure that we don't break anything. All of this area right here is completely spawn proof, so this guy should be absolutely fine, and there's no way that a zombie's getting after him, so he will be good. Oh, this is brilliant. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Right, I will find out what I have to do next. I guess I have to grab the brown coat, transport him over here, and also till all of this soil. And then this layer will be done, believe it or not. Oh, it's amazing. This roof is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I mean, look at those stone slabs. Oof. This stubborn guy right here really seems to be struggling with the concept of getting into a minecart. And it's really frustrating. Just get in it. Oh my word. Oh, I've been trying for about the past 15 minutes and my minecart's travelled off and now it's gone past and it's dark. I really don't want to lose a villager here. Now I'm going to break this water source right here. That should all go down. And I'm going to break 1 or 2 blocks right here, allowing our villager to drop through into the system. Now, of course, he might trample some soil, maybe not. Good, okay, that's good. I'm going to trample some soil, and I'm going to break his little minecart, and now he is out. This is it. This thing is now functional. All I have to do is grab some potatoes or carrots, throw them into his inventory, and he will just start chucking them around. So let's quickly go and do that. So finally, after 4 hours of recording and 2 hours of planning before I started recording, 1 layer of our farm is done. Can you believe that? I know what you're thinking, you know, you're about 13 minutes into the episode now. This is all you've completed. I know. It may not look like much, but this is a massive, massive achievement for me. I'm so chuffed to see that we have got 1 layer of this farm working. This guy is planting in his carrots. I just threw 8 stacks into his inventory. And yeah, he's going to town, and he is going to chuck in all of the carrots going right the way across this entire area. And eventually, it is going to be completely filled. And then, of course, eventually he is going to go, hey, are you hungry? Here's some food. And he'll throw it, but he'll miss, and it will go into the water and make its way down into this bottom area here, in which case we will transport it off into the sorting system and into my storage system. But boy, oh boy, this has been a long project so far, but we are only halfway done. In fact, less than halfway done. Hopefully, the second half is going to happen quite a bit quicker because I've now built it and I know roughly what I'm doing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start work on the second layer of this farm. Obviously, this is the carrot layer. We've got to do the potato layer next. So let's crack on with that one. And you know what? I think I'm going to do it in a third-person time-lapse after I've gathered all the resources. I am so glad I decided to cover this guy up. I am so... Oh my word, these guys are just dropping down. Honestly, part of me just thought, don't be silly, of course not. Like, no way is anything going to get in here. Wasn't going to protect this dude. Oh, I would have regretted that. I would have regretted that big time. Got some bad news. Unfortunately, these guys have not produced a baby brown coat villager. Now, that's a bit of a pain in the backside because we need a brown coat villager for the farming section of the second layer. We need another one of those guys. And yeah, it doesn't look like there is one at the minute. Obviously, I'm going to build the platform and see if there is one here once I return. But yeah, if one of those guys isn't there, unfortunately that means we won't be able to finish things in today's episode, which is a bit of a pain. But anyway, I'm now going to head over there. I've got all of the resources together, so let's do this. So guys, during today's time-lapse, I thought I would do a very quick time-lapse chat. Now I am going to warn you, I've been playing Minecraft for around about 7 hours today. Recording, I have been playing Minecraft in general for about 11 hours, so my brain is a tiny bit frazzled. So if some of the things I say are a little bit strange, then that's exactly what's going on there. But today, I just want to talk to you guys about something that's probably going to divide public opinion, and that is my mobile phone. I like phones, but I've spoken about mobiles quite a lot in the past. Generally speaking, for the past like 3 years, I've had an iPhone 5S. Now, that may seem like a relatively silly decision, as there are better phones on the market in terms of specs and everything like that. But the thing is, I really like small phones, okay? I like small phones, I like phones with decent cameras, and I like phones to just be good one-hand usage. I don't use any of the other features. I don't game on my phone, I don't do any like hardcore stuff on my phone. I literally use it for messaging and occasionally taking photos, but mostly web browsing and Reddit browsing and things like that. That's pretty much it. I'm a very basic phone user, but for some reason, when my phone broke around about 6 months ago, I thought I would change things up a little bit, and I thought I would see what the new fandangled worlds of mobiles is all about, and I ordered myself a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which I thought looked amazing. Like seriously, I thought it just looked amazing, and it does look amazing. It's an incredible looking phone. The only thing I will say is, I really don't like it. I've had this phone for about 6 months now. First off, way too big for me. I can't stand the size of the phone. Simple as that. I can't stand the size of it, but that is amplified by the fact that the screen wraps around the edges, which means it's really uncomfortable to hold, like properly uncomfortable. Generally speaking, when you're holding it in your hand is doing something on the edges, which messes with the screen. And if you like watching videos in bed like I do, I enjoy watching YouTube in bed, you can't hold the phone above your face without doing some crazy grip tactics that just, they drive me absolutely around the bend. So the edges definitely weren't for me, and the size of it definitely wasn't for me. And also, just to add insult into injury, I dropped it once. I dropped it once on the edge of it, okay? Now, on a regular phone, that's fine, because obviously the edge of the phone is generally made of like hard material, and it was okay. It just generally lands on the edge. The Galaxy S7 Edge, however, you drop it on the edge once, and the back smashed, the edge smashed, and the whole screen smashed, and the screen stopped working, and I only dropped it from like pocket height. That's it. It just completely obliterated the whole phone. So I'm not particularly happy with my S7 Edge ownership. Now, I just want to say, if you are out there and you own an S7 Edge and you love the phone, that is fine. This is not me saying you have made a terrible decision. This is me saying the phone I bought did not work for me personally, okay? I didn't enjoy the experience of owning an S7 Edge. It's a brilliant phone. It has mad specs. It's got a beautiful, beautiful screen and an incredible camera. And it looks fantastic. But it just didn't work for me. And that's all you can really take from that. It doesn't matter what it says on paper. It doesn't matter how good the phone is on paper. If the phone doesn't work for you, then that is what I've taken from that situation. So I'm never going to be buying an Edge phone again. I'm never going to be buying a massive phone again. And I am actually in the process of waiting for an iPhone 5S to arrive once again. I've ordered another one. I thought that was like the perfect phone for me. It's the phone that I've always loved. I love the form factor. I love the way it feels in the hand. So that's what I've gone for. That's what I'm going to be sticking with over the next couple of years until hopefully another small phone comes out that is absolutely fantastic and is within my price range of really cheap, because yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse chat. Now it's back onto the Hermitcraft server. So, ladies and gentlemen, the farm is now done. Now, we do not have a brown coat villager inside here. Okay, we haven't done that just yet, but the farm itself is all fully constructed. I can actually see carrots down at the bottom from the other farm. That thing is now working like a treat. I don't have any hoppers or anything like that set up, but it seems to be extremely functional. I mean, we have got a couple stacks down there, which is pretty insane, but I am so knackered right now. This has probably been one of the longest single Minecraft recording sessions I've done in ages. Seriously, ages. So I've really enjoyed it, and the project itself has been epic. I'm so glad that we decided to do it. But if I sound a little bit on the zonked side, then that is your reasoning. But anyway, I'm just going to quickly pop over to my villager breeder. I'm going to see if there are any baby brown coats. Oh, no way. No way. No way. Like, seriously? There is one! Is that... Are my eyes deceiving me here? Have I been playing Minecraft for too long? I'm gonna have to go down there and take a look. Oh, I was so ready to be done. Right, let's take a look. By the look of things, it is actually a brown coat. So I'm currently in the process of picking up all of the villages in the system. I am then just dropping them off outside because I don't have any use for them. And I am going to pick this dude up and I'm going to leave him in the system. I don't think I'm going to transport him over today, but we're going to get him ready for the next episode of Hermitcraft. Now, if you're wondering why I decided to do that, why I decided to remove all of the villages inside the system right here, it's simply because my little bodged system that I created to solve the problem, basically, it didn't work too well. If there were too many villages inside the system right there, they would actually get stuck down at the bottom, they would drown, so any new villagers that were coming in would just drown and they would die, which means that you would lose them, obviously. So what I've done is I've cleared out all of the villagers from the system. I've made way for this guy so that he can grow up safely without the threat of drowning in this water right here. And when he does grow up, we'll be able to pick him up with a minecart, transport him over this way, up that way, and down into our farming system so that we can get this thing up and running finally. Then we can hook it up to the storage system and everything will all be amazing. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hermitcraft. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out, so I'll see you later. No! Okay, I wasn't actually going then. I was going to go. I hate Minecraft sometimes. I seriously do. The guy just died on me. I tried my best to fix it, but it didn't work.